Hi everyone, welcome again. I hope you have taken your dinner, and for the Muslims, I hope you have done your Maghrib prayers. So, uh, we will start soon with our part 2 on essay. All right, so let's see. Um, what we are having tonight. So the earlier session at 3, we did writing strategies. And I hope that it had helped you to be prepared for your writing. And then at 5 just now, we did email. All right. So you already saw how the writing strategies would have helped you do your email. And I got some feedback, like some people were telling me that they like the second strategy. Um, you can use the second strategy where you write sentences or ideas on top of the questions. Even if you're a good student, if you feel that's helpful to you, you can use both tapera and also the second strategy for you to write even better. So it's not like if you are good, you only choose one. If both are relevant to you, please use both. All right. So let's now just focus on the slides. We are going to do part 2, guided writing, 20 marks. Okay, so now this is getting a little bit more difficult than the email because the email is at A2 level, whereas this guided writing, which is in a form of an essay, would be for B1 level. So let's begin to see the sample question that I have chosen. Okay, so the sample question here says that you must answer this question. Write your answer in 125 to 150 words in an appropriate style. So if you realize or if you notice, if you have been using the textbook, whether it's full blast for Form 4 and download for Form 5, you will notice that the stem of the question has always been the same. All right, where you will state your class has been discussing, then that's where the topic might change. All right, so your class has been discussing the issue of littering among teenagers, and your teacher has asked you to write an essay on ways teenagers can help out with overcoming littering. So in your essay, you should write about what littering is, the problems littering creates, ways to curb littering. So write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. For this part 2, it is advisable that you spend 30 minutes, 30 minutes on this essay. Do not go beyond 30 minutes because you will take away the time that you need to write your part 3. All right, so the first the first text that you write, which is an email, you should spend 15 minutes, and this one would be 30 minutes. All right, so I would love if you would let me know what are the steps that I have shared with you already 2 times at 3 o'clock with writing strategies and at 5 o'clock with the email. What are the steps that you need to take in order for you to tackle an essay or writing task? Can you share with me what is the first step, second step, third step, and so on before I refresh your memory, because I know some of you have been here since 3 o'clock. So I'll be waiting to hear your answers and then I can share it on the screen. Okay, what you think the steps are, because there are about how many steps? 7 steps that I've shared. Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? That you shared? What are the steps? What is the first step? Anybody can share with me? Step 1. What is step 1? Should know by now. Okay. All right. Thank you, Irdina. Step 1, read the instruction. Good. Is I am missing something? No, you're not missing anything. I'm asking for the steps. Thank you, Uma. That is step 1. All right. Awesome. Right. Thank you, Irdina. Step 2, read the stimulus. Excellent. Anyone else? What is step 3? Let's continue. So as you get the answer, read the instruction. Irdina is right. And so is Uma. And then, hi, some guy. And then Irdina also said, read the stimulus. Good. All right. Let's see. Irdina says step 3 is underline the keywords. Awesome. Okay. Right. So what would be step 4 then? Step 4. Thank you, Uma. Uma, yes, that is step 3. Underline the keywords. All right. Thank you, Irdina. Step 4. Answer the 7 tapirlah questions. Okay. Thank you. And then step 5. Gerson, are you okay? Are you following now? Are you able to follow now, Gerson? What is step 5? Forgotten. Step 5. Step 5. What is step 5? Okay, you have. Okay, thank you, Gerson. I'm happy that you are able to follow. All right, let's see what Irdina said. Step 5 is write your essay. Okay, good. All right, start write your essay. If only I can give you a present, Irdina, I would, go through the YouTube and pass you. All right, thank you, Uma. Write your essay. Oh, thank you, Yiting. Correct. Step 5. Write your essay once you get the idea. Okay. Thank you, Yiting. All right. Thank you, Gerson. Okay. Step 5, answering every that. Yeah, Yiting, that would be for second strategy. This is the first one. Okay. This is the first one. All right. So write your essay. Step 6. Step 6. Nobody remember. Step 6. Step 6. Step 6 would be you have to read your essay again to check if you have answered. All right, thank you, Irina. Right, you read your essay to check if you answered the 7 Tapirlah questions. Correct, good. And then the last step. All right. Check spelling, punctuation, grammar. Sri Rahayu, that would be strategy 2 for pupils who need help. Okay, this is the first strategy that will help you try to get the most marks or scores. All right. Add linkers. Add linkers would be also for second strategy. Okay. All right. Thank you, Uma Devi. Where it is added if you have time. Thank you. Excellent. I love that most of you remember. Thank you, Irdina. Most of you remember the steps because in the exam you have to remember these steps so that you'll be able to do the writing well. Right? Okay, let's continue. Now, you have done steps 1 and 2 where you have read earlier with me, together with me. You have read the instruction where you must answer this question. Right, for essay, what I've noticed from 2021, 2022, when you were doing your when the students were doing SPM, essay is one of the toughest because you have no choice. Therefore, you have to try your best to give all the information needed within what you know, right? So, for instance, if you don't know what littering is, you have to decide, how do I answer this question? Hi, Ariba. It's okay, Ariba. Thank you. I know you're from Kelantan. You can always see the replay. The video is there at any time. If you have time, you can still watch it. It's just that it wouldn't be live, so you wouldn't be able to ask questions, but you can always put it in the comment section and I will get back to you if I see you have any questions. Okay, Ariba, thank you so much for coming all the way. I know you are sitting at home in Kelantan. All right. For instance, littering. If you don't know what littering is, it will be a problem. Okay, so you have to decide how you are going to tackle if you don't know what littering is, because you cannot ask the invigilators, or known as pengawas, what is littering. They cannot even help you because they might themselves don't know what it means, because it not necessarily you have an English teacher taking care of you, or even if the English teacher is taking care, most of the time we are not allowed to share share information with you because it's the exam and it's not fair for the others. So you need to be well versed. You need to know what littering is. Sometimes they will help, like they say that where should trash be thrown, or where should rubbish be thrown. In your essay, you should write about how rubbish or how trash should be managed. If you see the word trash and you see the word littering, then you know it must be something to do with throwing rubbish. But like this one that I've shared with you, there is no clue at all what littering is, because they just say what littering is, the problems littering creates, and ways to curb littering. Okay, so that is one of the biggest issue for essay, and that is not easy to help you because it's something to do with vocabulary, right? So you have read the instruction, you have read the stimulus, now you have to do the seventh, underline the keywords. So this would be the keywords that you underline. Hi, Iman. It's okay, Iman. Thank you for coming. Oh, so nice having nasi kerabu, yummy. So, and this would be what you should underline, because you need to know what your class has been discussing, the issue. Your class has been discussing this issue, and then your teacher has asked you to write an essay on ways teenagers can help out with overcoming littering. All right, so if you are in my class, you will hear my common statement is like, it's always the teacher asking you to write an essay. And it's always, and I'll call the teacher the boring teacher. Why must be the teacher asking you to write an essay? But that is the question for part 2. And in your essay, you should write about these 3 things. So these 3 things are also important, or these 3 information, or these 3 statements here are important for you to ensure that you fulfill your essay. All right, so you have already underlined the keywords. Now you have to answer the 7 tapirlah questions. Can someone tell me what is the first one for tapirlah? T stands for? Give me what T stands for and what is the answer for T. What T stands for and what is the answer for T? All right, so some guy has said, all right, type of tax. Can you tell me what is the type of tax? Tax type, what's the tax type? There are only 6 text type that you can write. 6 text type. There's only 6. You have an email, an essay, a review, a report, a story. What else? An article and a story, right? Okay. So what text type? Okay. Right. Yes. Haslinda, you say the text type is an essay. Sri Rahayu say essay. Puvendran also say essay. Mui say essay. Anmar, you are not writing a story right now. Maybe you are replying to what I was saying, the 6 text type that you will have to write. Okay. So the first one is text type, correct? All of you, you have an essay. Thank you so much. So that's the first one, text type. For this one, you have to write an essay. Thank you, Sri Rahayu. The 6 text type would be this: email, essay, review, report, story, article. Right, correct. Thank you, Seth, very much. Okay, all right. And then we will go to the next one. A, what does A stands for? Thank you, Varsha. Gerson, thank you so much. Haslinda has gone one way, one step further. She said essay, giving opinions. Okay, Aizat says essay. All right, thank you. It's not an article. All right, okay. All right, thank you. A stands for, very good, Amar. A stands for audience. Who would be the audience for this essay? Anyone? Who would be the audience for this essay? The teacher. Yeah. Any other answer besides the teacher? Because it's the teacher who has asked you to write an essay. So it's my teacher who will be reading my essay, right? So Amar, it is the teacher. Because why? Your teacher has asked you to write an essay. So your teacher is going to read your essay. You're writing to your teacher. Okay, right? No, Haslinda is not my classmate or friends in school because your teacher asked you to write an essay on ways. Okay, so it will be more for the teacher. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So I think some of you are watching a little bit delayed because some of you are giving me answers that are not right. Okay. Or the answers, the earlier answer. Right. Okay, a teacher. Thank you everyone for giving me the answer. Let's continue. The third one, P stands for purpose. What is the purpose of writing this essay? What is the purpose of writing this essay? This is the hardest part when you have to determine the purpose. Okay, all right. Thank you, Amar. Okay, to discuss littering. Very good. Amar, when you have the word discuss, you cannot use about because discuss means to talk about. All right, Amar? Discuss means to talk about. So you either say to discuss littering or to talk about littering. Okay, Amar, I hope I've helped you. Is it Amar or Amur? Amar, right? Yeah, mine. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. Aizat, to overcoming littering. You are discussing littering. How to reduce littering would be one of the information you need to give when you are discussing littering, because it's one of the tasks that you have to answer. Ways to curb littering would be what you are talking about, ideal. All right. Now, what does the next one, number 4, I stands for? What does I stand for? I stands for information. Okay. Thank you, some guys. Thank you, Shatesh. All right, Varsha has said that. Thank you, Hazmi. All right, Muiz. Adam, thank you. Gersan, Gerson. Okay. So the information, what would be the information that you must have in your essay? What are the information? Can you list them down? All right, I like Ariba that doing the short form. Info equals the three bullets. Thank you, Ariba. Yeah. So the three bullets point, which is what littering is, the problem it creates, and ways, not ways to overcome. All right. All right. The one who littering is the teenager. So what littering is? Okay. So the information that you must have in your essay would be what littering is, the problem it creates, and ways to curb. I've eaten the S. I'm hungry. All right. Thank you, Hazmi. Which is what is littering, the problem littering creates, and ways to curb littering, right? Content 1, content 2, content 3. Thank you. So that would be the three information. All right. Okay, the three information available. Garbages in unwanted area. What does that mean? So you already know the three information I must include. Number 5. What is number 5? R. What does R stands for, and what would R be? Okay, R is for register. Thank you, Satish. But what would the register be? When you're writing an essay, what would a register be? R is not reason. Misha, love Misha. Those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you need to revisit, or you need to visit the first video that I did today at 3 o'clock on writing strategies. All right. I like Hazmi. He's not sure. Register former. All right. Okay. Let's look. Right. It is register, and you are correct, Hazmi. It is formal because you are writing for your teacher. And usually essays, if you look at all the textbook, it is a formal essay. All right. Okay. What is FOT, Cikgu Sri Rahayu? I don't know. Sometimes you all might be using short form that I am not familiar with. Okay, so you have linkers. Now, this part of your essay, yes, correct, Sri Rahayu. Formal because it's for the teacher, correct. Now, what suitable linkers? I want everyone here who is listening to ensure that you only try to use cohesive devices for part 2 onwards. Cohesive devices are the low frequency linkers. Low frequency linkers means they are seldom used, but they are high level, meaning showing that you know how to use this sophisticated kind of linkers, which is like moreover, furthermore, subsequently, nevertheless, hence, thus, in contrast, despite of, in spite of. That would be good if you can use that. Even though here I've put N, also then, if you do this, you only will get about 3 marks if you use only what I've listed. If you want to get 5 marks, it should be only cohesive devices. And here, how many paragraphs? It should be a minimum of 3. If you do 4, it's okay, nobody's going to deduct marks, but you must have paragraphing for essay. Essay cannot be written in one paragraph. It needs to have a minimum of 3, meaning 1 for introduction, 1 is for the body, and 1 is for the conclusion. All right. So some guy, L is not for language, L is for linkers. And the last one, accuracy, we are looking at spelling, grammar, vocabulary. But I like to list down words that you can use when you're talking about this topic, like littering. You do a mind map. What are the words that comes to your mind? So you can have pollution, health hazards, responsibility, campaign, drive, priority. There are many more other words you can use. And this would help you when you list words that you want to use that has connection with littering. You will put it in your essay to show that you have a variety of vocabulary and not keep on using the same one. All right, let's continue. This is a sample essay. So let's look. This is the introduction about littering among teenagers is an ongoing issue with huge consequences. All right, littering refers to the getting rid of waste irresponsibly. Now, if you cannot write this way, it's fine. Just write how you can write. Littering means throwing rubbish not at the correct place or the correct destination or the designated area. Or littering means throwing trash and any unwanted materials anywhere they like that is not in a dustbin or not in a garbage bin. That's all. Okay. Now, pollution is an important concern as discarded items, particularly plastics, which is non-degradable, cause harm to our ecosystem and wildlife. Look at the cohesive device. Beyond the environmental effect, littering contributes to a decline in community aesthetics, promoting a culture of neglect for shared spaces. Then you want to go to the next issue. To address this issue, teenagers can play a crucial role. First and foremost, instead of always saying first, second, this is another way for you to use cohesive device that shows you know a variety. So first and foremost, raising awareness about the environmental consequences of littering is essential. Essential means important. Instead of using important, you can use essential. Schools can incorporate eco-friendly practices into the curriculum and organize regular cleanup drives to instill a sense of responsibility. Furthermore, getting involved in community initiatives such as neighborhood cleanup events and recycling programs can further emphasize the importance of proper waste disposal. I'm sure the teachers here, if they get this essay, they be jumping for joy. Additionally, promoting choices like reusable items and reducing single-use plastics can be effective in curbing littering. Curbing is another way of saying overcoming. All right. In essence, this is to summarize instead of to sum up. In conclusion, this is another way. In essence, you are trying to say condense everything into one essence. Okay, by empowering teenagers with knowledge and encouraging sustainable habits, we can collectively combat the problem of teenage littering, paving the way for a cleaner and more responsible future. Okay, I know not everyone can write like this. It's fine, no problem. As long as you make sure you answer, we are going to look. Is this an essay? Yes. Is it suitable for my teacher to read? Definitely it is suitable for my teacher to read. Does it discuss littering? Yes. Does it say what littering is? Yes. This is littering refers to the waste. Yes. The problem it creates. What is the problem? Here, pollution is important, discarded beyond littering contributes to the decline. And then ways to curb. This whole paragraph is ways to curb because there is ways, all right? And then here is the summary. So all three information is included. It is really very formal, all right? And then he has all this word beyond to address first and foremost and all that consequences. Look at the words that have been used and the cohesive devices, okay? Now, I know most of you cannot write like that, but there are pupils, students out there who can write better than this. I know that. I've seen it, okay? All right, let's try the second, looking at the marks. Okay, why am I repeating this? Okay, let's look at this. All right, okay, littering. Littering among teenagers, okay, criteria. Blue color content, yes. Littering refers to what? This is C1. Pollution, C1 means content 1. Pollution important, this is C2. All right, how it um, affects the environment. And then this is content 3. Ways to curb, right? So you have 5 marks. Communicative achievement, when I read this out to you, the intonation is suitable for a teacher to read. The language is appropriate, okay? And the genre as an essay is appropriate, okay? So you have 5, all right? The register, there is no contractions, no question asked, no exclamation marks, okay? It's proper English language. Organization 5, as I've explained just now, you have in essence, furthermore, to address this issue, first and foremost, beyond. Okay, these are all reasons why you get 5, and then there is full stop, comma at the correct places, capitalization at the correct places, so you can get 5. Language is so good, definitely get 5. All right, so you can get 20. Now, let's try the second strategy when you say that, okay, I need help. So what do? Right? Step 1 and step 2 and step 3 would be the same as strategy 1. Read the instruction, read the stimulus, underline the keywords. Step 4, this is the one that is different a little bit from strategy 1. All right, which would be answer the questions in the task. We already saw the 3 questions or the 3 information that you have to answer. Maybe I need to change that questions to information. Write your essay by answering every point in the task, and then write your essay. This is different from email, where you have to add intro, you have to add linkers, and you have to add conclusion because it's an essay. Okay, and then step 7, check your punctuation. Right? So let's see how we can do this. Okay? Right. So we already done step 1, step 2, step 3. We are going straight to step 4. So step 4, all right, you have these 3 information that you need answers to. What littering is. So you decide. Right? I have changed it by making it simple, like littering is throwing rubbish or waste not in the proper place provided. That's how, if I want to write and I'm not good in my language, this is how I would write. Okay? What littering is. The problem littering creates. So I have to think, what are the problems littering creates? So I would say pollution, people will get sick, diseases will spread, places or the surroundings will look ugly. So these are some words that I have come up with, right? Maybe you have other words that you might want to share. What are the problems littering creates? Anybody wants to share besides the one that I've shared? All right, thank you. Some guys are breeding grounds for mosquito. Yes, exactly. You might have breeding grounds for mosquito. Okay, let's continue. All right. Ways to curb littering. So maybe I can organize a cleanup. A cleanup is also known as gotong royong. So if you feel that you know the word cleanup, use cleanup. If you don't know and if you use a Malay word like nasi lemak, gotong royong, please use this mark up here to show that you are using a different language and not English. You cannot just write, organize a gotong royong without having this mark here on top, because then your mark for language might be affected. You need to show that you know this is not English, and you put like a hyphened mark at the front and at the back. or quotation marks. Okay, carry out recycling program, cleanliness competition. This is some things that I think you'll be able to come up with. So I have you organize a cleanup or carry out recycling program, maybe have a cleanliness competition, right? So once you have done that, I've already done this. So now I have to write. I answer first this, what littering is. I just answer what littering is. Littering is throwing rubbish or waste in the proper, in not, I forgot the word not, in not the proper place given or provided. See, I myself did mistakes. The word not has disappeared. Littering is throwing rubbish or waste not in the proper place given or provided. Okay, then go to the green one, the problems littering creates. Littering creates pollution. People will get sick because diseases will spread. Places or surroundings look ugly, right? This is exactly what I've written here. And then the next one, ways to curb littering. We can curb littering by organizing a cleanup at school. We can carry out recycling program. We should have a cleanliness competition. Don't forget, you have to write your essay by giving reasons. So later you have to write your reasons. Let's see what happens. All right. Now, here, this part here, your class has been discussing the issue. You need to write something. So if you don't have any idea, you can just write the issue of littering has been discussed in class. It is important not to litter, to take care of our environment. That's all you need to write. You don't have to write such long introduction. Okay, just to mention about littering in general before you go into your first point. Then you can go here. Littering is throwing rubbish or waste, not, again the word not in the proper place given or provided. Okay, then you explain further. Usually there will be rubbish bins for us to throw our rubbish. Now there are many problems that littering creates. Most importantly, littering creates pollution. Therefore, this is the connection. Therefore, because it creates pollution, people will get sick because diseases will spread. Furthermore, places or surroundings look ugly. I am explaining when there are rubbish everywhere. You have done that. Now you have to answer the last one, ways to curb. Okay. Now we can curb littering by organizing a clean up at school. Moreover, we can carry out recycling program. Finally, we should have a cleanliness competition among classes. I am doing very simple one for anybody who needs to write, can write. Okay, and then don't forget you have to write a conclusion. So in conclusion, teenagers must be responsible not to litter, to protect our environment. If you realize it's the same thing up here, but have been written in a different way. You're just saying you want to protect the environment. You want to take care of the environment. Okay? So that is how you can write your essay. Any questions? Don't forget to make sure that you put in your full stop. Okay? Write your essay at your introduction, your linkers, your conclusion. Check your punctuation. I don't have a full stop here. Oh, sorry. I don't have a full stop there. Okay? So I have to ensure the paper flew back. I have to put a full stop here. All right? Okay? And then I have to check because I realize I have no full stop here, which is wrong already. Okay, and then check whether my capitalization is okay, my comma is there, everything is okay. Right, I'm happy. Then I will go on with my next essay, my part 3. Okay, any questions that you want to ask? Any issues that you want to talk about? Yes, Ariba. It has been an issue. Maybe like you need to check your setting. Some guy will tell you how to check your settings. your settings must go to a lower resolution, so that you can see clearer. If you still cannot see Ariba, you can watch the replay because the replay is always very clear and in high resolution. Okay, Hazmi asked, what if people's right? My class has been discussing the issue. Okay, Hazmi, if you look at the instructors for writing examiners, it's written that if students do take a part of the of a copy part of the questions there and they have managed to how to say write it with putting in also a little bit of their own input, it will be fine. Okay, Hasmi? Because it has been addressed before about this, where they said that if students copy just 100%, that means just taking. If students just take 100%, for instance, let me go back to the question. Okay, where is it? If the students have just where is it? The question didn't come up. Let me see the question. Sorry. Okay. If the student has just say, where my class has been discussing, from your class, they've changed to my class. They know how to change it, right? So my class has been discussing and my teacher has asked me to write an essay. You should be able to accept it even though they might not get high marks, right? But you can see that they have they have managed to change here and there to make it fit into what they want to write. It is not advisable for students to do that, but if they do that, it is not a big crime because we have to understand that they also have a constraint. Maybe language is a big problem for them. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Hazmi. It is written clearly in the IWE instructions for writing examiners for all teachers that also can read that. That's how you look at it. Okay. All right. In clear, go to some guy say if you are a mobile. I don't see a little space at the beginning of a paragraph. Actually, I forgot. Okay, wait. I don't see a little space at the beginning of a paragraph. Is it actually necessary? Oh, you mean like indented like this one? You mean like this one, Muam? You mean this one? This one? Are you talking about there is a space at the beginning here? Yes, Ariba, correct. That's the best they can do. I am catering also for low proficiency pupils. Yes, we have to cater for them. But it's not easy. If they just take your class has been different, that's 100% copying. There is no marks for that. Actually, if they just copy, there's zero on it totally. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, Muam, it is not an issue. The issue would be we need to be able to see your paragraphing. If you have an indentation like this, okay, we know it's a paragraph without the space here, and your next paragraph, there is no space here, but you have an indent like that, we can clearly see that it is a paragraph. But if you are going to do the way I am doing it for not without any indentation, okay, like this one, okay, let's go. Okay, like this one, right? You're talking about this one. Okay, I have a space. If I have a space, all right, between the paragraphs, I can see there is a paragraph. So it's fine. You either can indent it or you don't, it's fine, but it must be clearly seen there are paragraphs. If you don't leave a space, then it looks like there is no paragraphing. So make your decision which one you want. If you prefer an indentation, make sure you indent so that it's clear. Okay? All right, wait. Let me see. Gerson said writing part 2 must accurate 30 minutes. If the said students take more times than usual. Gerson, if you take more than 30 minutes, you are taking away your time for part 3. Part 3 takes a longer time for you to prepare because you mustn't forget you're writing longer and there are more things you need to show in your writing in part 3 than part 2. Okay, because if you take more than 30 minutes, meaning you have lesser time for your part 3. Any more question? I hope, Muam, I've answered your question. Hazmi, Hazmi, I hope I have answered your question. Okay. Oh, Miss, that's not. Yes, correct. As long as I can distinguish each paragraph, fine. Look at your download textbook. You will see that some of them write their paragraphs this way. Your main reference should always be your textbook. The textbook for English is the best because it is exactly what you learn in the textbook is how we also gauge your writing. I have not got an answer from Azmi. Azmi, is everything fine? Okay. All right. If not, if I have no more answer, if I have nothing else, okay, I have no more questions. I will see you in less than 15 minutes for the part 3. Part 3, we can spend longer if you need to ask more questions because we don't have a next session after that, so we can take longer. All right. Okay, everyone, I'll see you soon.